We're 2 minutes late already, so we're gonna get rolling. Good morning.
Morning.
Happy Tuesday.
We here.
Late May, right? We are here. Crazy week for me. It's graduation week. Robert, yours is graduating this week too, right?
Double graduation.
Double
8th grade in high school.
Oh, yeah. So it's crazy busy week. Super excited. Pretty much the end of May, y'all. We're almost in June as of next week. So, wow. It flew by. All right. Can I get you to thank you, sir? All right. We're going to start with Lindsay from Stir Pro. Did you say, oh, yeah, that's me? So Lindsay's here with Stir Pro. She's going to talk to us about all the services they offer and you're okay, you're good. You know, we can switch out if you want. You want to switch out for a second?
It's not good.
Okay, perfect. We're just color today. I'm loving this orange.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pink and orange.
You want to go now or yeah? It's all you again. Hi everybody. I'll get you on this minute suppliers and fun stuff. I'm so glad to be back. Thank you guys for having me. It's always a pleasure. I'm with Certico Painters of Austin. So we actually have one of the largest service areas for Certico. We service from Utah all the way to south of Georgetown and the surrounding areas. So we're always happy to help wherever you guys are. And it happens to be an area we don't service. I'll just connect you with the manager over there that does. But yeah, so we of course are a franchise company. We're nationwide. But we're also locally owned, so you get the backing of we're a franchise. We do what we say we're going to do, which is great, especially with the prep work. That's really what sets us off from a lot of other painting companies. If it's a painting company, odds are you're going to get a good painter. Sometimes you do get a crew that's not so much, but our crews work for us. We are very strict on our crews, and I feel like what sets us apart is the prep work. I actually just bought a house down the road from you guys. I'm super close. Not thinking you guys getting more than y'all probably want.
That's fine.
And you're just right down the road. But my point being, I use Certico to paint everything. If you're already following on my socials, I've been posting them like crazy. Exterior, interior. You see it, we did it. And prep work was just my number one. I worked for a different paint company before this, so of course I'm doing apples to apples as they do it, and that prep work is there. So you get the backing of that in the franchise, and since we're locally owned, we kind of get to add and do kind of what we want. So we can do those special cases, special things here and there, and always try to leave a little bit of a wow factor anywhere we go. Another thing that sets us apart is we don't require a deposit, and you don't just pay when the job is done. Customers are paying when they're done and satisfied. And it is a case-by-case situation, so I don't really they don't advertise as I do, because I mean, for realty groups, we can do payment at closing, so it is case-by-case, but you're a good one, and we're there for you. So yeah, we do interior, exterior. We can take care of the siding as well, any siding repairs. Unless you're needing like a full siding replacement or something like that on most of the house, we can definitely get you taken care of there. Residential, we do commercial as well. I may not be able to answer all your commercial questions, but I'll always get you set up with our manager who does. And commercial side, we're not limited on where we go. So they can pretty much kind of go wherever they want. So we do wallpaper removal. We don't install it, but we can definitely remove it, do the retexturing and everything. We do cabinet painting and refinishing. A lot of paint companies will paint it, but they don't really do the refinishing or the staining. We'll do all that. And I'm so proud about how good cabinets can look when you paint them or refinish them. You'd be surprised when telling your homeowners, you don't need to buy new cabinets. They did ours as well. Drywall repair, texturing, power washing, popcorn removal. We do have a color consultant. She's certified. She actually used to work for Sherwin-Williams. I mean, stole her over here and she's been with us and we just love her to death. But color consult comes with every job, so it's on us. We are EPA lead certified, and we of course do deck and any exterior staining there as well. We have a great realtor referral program. So especially bringing me on, I'm a residential marketing associate. What I'm doing is going out and making connections with my realty groups, property management groups. I sponsor HOA events, and I love to sponsor realty events. So our main goal is just to connect this year and make those connections. I know the market's kind of wonky here and there. I'm helping support you guys and telling people if you have a dream home, just go buy it, don't wait. It's been all over my socials, I did it. So yeah, the connections is really what our plan for this year, and dealing with the market going here and there. Just connecting and being good people. Our website is actually a video. We don't just want to be good figures, we want to be good people. And the owner, Don Vanella, really stands by that. So of course, what I was trying to get at is we have a realtor referral program. For every 3 jobs, you get a $250 Visa gift card. We'll keep track of that. Yeah, we just love to bring you guys business, want to make those connections. And if y'all need any help, advice, anything like that, we'd love to be the painting company that you go to there. Awesome. I'm going to finish passing this around. But yeah, if there's anything I can ever sponsor, let me know. I'm even sponsoring a boat party for another real figure. So I do more than just lunch and learns.
Okay, I do have a, well, you're gonna say it right?
Yeah, yes, you
Okay,
can.
okay.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. All right, next slide, please, sir. All right, so how are you?
I'm so glad to be here. So we are obviously heading into the summer. I hope you all remember the certain heat of last summer. And I want to make sure that you and your clients have coverage and budget protection on your HVAC, because your AC is about to be your best friend for the next few months. And I'm your market manager with American Home Shield. And today I really just wanted to give you an overview of our home warranty options and specifically our AC coverage. And so I gave you our current price sheet. And all of our home warranty options cover the HVAC. Our top tier plan is Shield Complete, and that covers unlimited refrigerant, which is typically a really high out-of-pocket cost. And so if you have a buyer who's closing soon, I would love to talk with them about our coverage and make sure that they choose the best warranty for their specific house. And even if you have a buyer that already closed, I know a lot of buyers in the past declined home warranty because of the market, but I can honor our real estate pricing for them and make sure their systems and appliances are covered moving forward. So yeah, I'm here to help your client when something breaks down after closing so that you don't get the angry call, and I do, and American Home Shield takes care of them. And so really the most important part is my contact info. Please connect me with your buyer, and I'm here to answer any questions and help fix orders.
I just wanted to offer my endorsement because, so when I first bought my house back in 2010, before I was agent, I like kind of sort of remembered I might have got a warranty when I bought my house.
Yeah.
But I got this like postcard in the mail from American Home Shield, like reminding me like, hey, you're about to expire, like your year's up. You were having like a month left. And it was the same week I got the postcard, my AC went out. And it was like Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, that's
And
when it happens.
yeah, that's right. That never happens at a good time.
No.
And so, but yeah, so you guys hooked me up and we got all fixed and everything. Poor little guy though didn't make it. There was like a little lizard that like apparently went to the wrong spot.
Oh no.
And that's what took our AC out.
See, you never know.
He got zapped.
Happens at the least convenient moment.
That's right.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm here to answer any questions after the fact.
All right, Bruce, what do we got? Next slide. Look at Fields, I want to hear about all the good stuff. Make my day. What's going on? You let's do it. Yes, sir.
Last weekend, the weekend before last, I completed the military relocation program.
Awesome.
A little bit of experience now. Service, so yeah. Awesome, congratulations. All right, I had a couple other hands. Robert?
New listing, it's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo off of Boulevard near St. Edwards.
Okay.
It's at a really good price point, it's $227. So that's, for that area, that's
Yeah.
a really good deal.
Good deal. Awesome, thank you. No,
It's not really specific, but plans for summer, unexpectedly, we are going to Hawaii.
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, like, I was just telling Ann about this, the only reason we're able to go, I mean, normally it's just very expensive. But, my husband, since he traveled recently for work and went overseas, he racked up a bunch of, points and air miles, and so we were able to get round trip tickets for $33 per person.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what he told me about. He goes, I want one.
Yeah.
If you need anything to do, I can provide you a list. I lived there for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
We
On a
actually,
budget.
yeah, we're still together, my
Yeah.
there, but we actually got married there 2 years ago, so we're gonna stay at the same hotel and we'll celebrate our 2 years and, make a vacation.
Nice.
What else? Anybody else?
I have a new listing.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Anybody else? You wanna talk about your listing? Not
Sure,
yet?
it's in Georgetown Village, it's 1737 square feet, we're listed at 410. And they've done a really nice job on maintaining the home, there's a couple other homes for sale, know the neighborhood super well, so if you have somebody that wants to be over there.
I mean,
let me know.
I'm partnering with an agent for showings here, so I'm looking at her list after the class.
Uh-huh.
Or TV, so I'm looking.
Can I ask, for both of your new listings, Robert and Jesse, since there are other listings in the same neighborhood, how are you standing apart from others?
Great question.
In my case, we are the lowest price point. So we decided to go low. We had there were similar homes, similar condos nearby. That when they were priced at our price point, they went like within 3 or 4 days. And that's important for my people, they want to sell quick. So I said, then let's price it the way the other people did. The ones that sold quick. Like the ones that are staying on the market, they're like way over, they're like 40, 50 over us. So yeah, they're stuck like in last year's prices.
Okay, so pricing is definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, for that,
And we also were at the bottom of pricing, then the day after we listed, the home across the street from us reduced from 420, we're at 410 to 395. So at our open house this weekend, I had 7 people come through on Saturday, and only 2 out of the 7 were very attracted to the lower price. That home has a lot of tile throughout, and the kitchen is much smaller, even though it has a bigger square footage stamp than ours. Our lot and our kitchen being a little bit bigger, and then we have hardwoods. So we have some features that are nicer. Does it warrant the $12,000? If I was a buyer, probably not. But 5 out of the 7 people were like, no, we're not interested in that house because of X, Y, Z. So I'm hoping that this week we continue to have good showings at an attraction. Otherwise, we will probably reduce. I mean, it's the right thing to do in this market.
Or offer
Convince them.
concessions.
Yeah, if I can convince them to give something to make us more appealing, pricing or concessions or something, then if the time comes, I will try for that, But now it's not.
Yes. Buying at 410 is what she meant to say. I love you.
And that's
She's so awesome.
Did you happen to be doing the open house this weekend?
I would love to have an open house this weekend. I cannot do one, so if there's somebody in coaching that would like an open house on Saturday.
I know that
it would be a great time.
Mary Patterson's also looking for someone to do it.
And there's 3 other homes in the neighborhood that are doing open houses on Saturdays, so the traffic is pretty high.
You're looking to shadow though, right? You need to shadow one more.
If anything changes, I'll let you know, because if nobody else takes it, I'll readjust the schedule.
I could probably do Saturday, but Sunday morning. No, I can do Saturday if you need to. Things kind of launch you off.
That would be great if.
Bruce, next slide.
That was a great one.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Then more.
Love it. Okay, so we were asked not to go over every single little bit of training that's going on. So here's the problem, and let me explain. Right now, we have huge system change, and on our end, we can't text out of our system. So no one got a text about the team meeting.
And we have 5 people online, and normally we have 30 to 35 people online right now. So I'm happy to not go over the training calendar, but that means that everybody has to be accountable to go look at the training calendar. So,
Well, the 3 that came in were only after you did the Facebook.
posted on Facebook. Yeah, so hopefully that will be fixed soon. It's just on our end for the office management, so we can't send out texts and emails out of our systems yet. So you guys didn't get a weekly email, which no one's complaining, which tells me no one reads it. And no one said, "Where's the weekly email?"
I noticed.
That's
that was
fine. So that didn't go out, and then of course, we weren't able to text as a reminder, and so we're trying to meet the demands of what you guys are wanting, but in situations like this, that means you guys are gonna have to make sure you're checking the training calendar, so you're not missing really good stuff, so. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Really quick, the coach in me is gonna come out really quick. I really think we still need to go over the weekly calendar. This is an accountability issue. People don't want to be held accountable. Just my 2 cents on it. Yeah, if you don't go over it, it doesn't exist, right?
Well, technically, but you can go add our training calendar to your Google calendar.
Totally can, right? The problem is people don't. And so the lack of accountability is there when we don't go over it. Well, oh gosh, I forgot about that. You didn't go over it to the meeting. Well, yeah, because y'all didn't want us to. And again, there's an accountability issue. I'm just gonna put it out there. There we go.
Listen to her. I think the person that needed to hear that might be online, but I'm not saying anything. Not me, not me. All right, but we're working on the system issue, so your weekly emails will come back out and your weekly text messages will come back out. Hopefully it's just this week where we're seeing this challenge. I know that Keller Williams International sent me an email for a meeting that was today. My growth call is
It's not just us. It's like-
so I did miss my meeting yesterday because my growth call email was my reminder and I didn't get it. So I didn't do my growth call yesterday. Anyways, I have a feeling a whole lot of other team leaders didn't do that either. All right, next slide. So just make sure you go to the calendar. So I'm super excited. This week is our celebration week. We have lots of people who are doing pretty well. These are our luxury agents. Now, to qualify to be a luxury agent, you don't have to do anything but sell some houses. They have to be over 750,000. You have to sell 4. I think in a rolling, 24 months.
Yeah.
And so then you're automatically put into luxury. So here are some. I believe we have a second page. So Mary Patterson, Reggie Mitchell, Kirsty Lombard, Tara Knight, the Babbins, the Whetstones, so far. And then we have Stacy Mansour, Robert Fisher, Kim Whitlock, Mariela Rivero, the Sherwood Realty Group, and Susie Gold, all of luxury agents.
And there's more.
And there's more.
No, not for sure, Diane.
She just did it this year. It was a big thing we celebrated.
If I miss somebody, I'm
No, I'm just giving her credit. It's my office partner, sorry.
Yes. And so these, this is your platinum top 50. These agents are in the top 500. So if you don't know what platinum top 50 is, basically, well, it's a great way for you to get your name in the book. They're gonna charge you. Once you win, they charge you for everything. Just saying it. But if you like the awards and the accolades, PT Top 50, it has 4 different ways that you can qualify, or 4 different things that they grade you on to qualify. And so these are our agents who made the top 500, and then they'll have a big celebration every year, and they'll do literally the top 50. And then there'll be finalists, these are finalists, and then the actual platinum top 50. So congratulations to everyone here in this group. And the things they look at are production, community involvement, industry involvement, and leadership. So are they running a team? Are they involved in ALC? Are they running a board? Are they on Parks and Rec? Whatever. So all of those things. So if you want to know what it takes to be a part of PT50 or any other awards that are happening around town, like Austin Business Journal does some great awards. The Home Builders Association will honor people. Your local associations honor people. The state associations honor agents. So if you're interested in figuring out what to do or putting that on a plan, let me know and I can get you all the deets on how to get those accolades, if you will. Yeah. Oh, Nevada said maybe quickly highlight the calendar.
Yeah.
You're cute. Congratulations. April 2023 rankings. These people listed $1 million or more, so congratulations to the RJF team. Joel, Jorgensen Group, and Leslie Sagar. These people closed over 3 units in April. I'm not gonna go over everyone, but let me see who's in the room. So congratulations, and congratulations, Nevada, the Worthwhile Group. He's online. And miss anybody that's here in the room? So yeah, really great job. 23. That's quite a bit, right? We're not working. So we can't say that things aren't closing. Things are definitely closing. Awesome. All right, and top 10 individual agents closed volume. So congratulations to everyone on this list. I think so far, Soul in here. Congratulations. Awesome, great job. And Sylvia is really working hard, so she's hitting that top 10 list. Great job. And then closed $1 million. So Tara, Otis, Adams Mansorber, Jorgensen, and RJF all closed $1 million or more. You got me confused. You started from the bottom and then went, or from the top and went confused. Congrats, wrote $1 million. So this means went under contract, wrote enough contracts over $1 million. So congratulations, Anne and Soul in the room. All right. And then number 1 in closed volume, the Jorgensen Group, 5.1 million. Number 1 in individual closed volume, 2.9 million. Well, she's traveling all the time. I never see that girl except for like once a quarter. And then Adams Mansour, number 1 team in closed volume, 1.7 million. Congratulations. All right. And then the Moyers took their first listing. And then Heidi Boucher, congratulations to her first listing. All right. And Jessica Kelly. All right. And Nestor, who's in the other room over there, congratulations to Nestor. Look at all these agents. And Robert. I love it. And Stephanie Gonzalez. Lots of them. I'm loving it. And JV. Yes. And Mary Sherwood. All right. Do we have any more? Okay. So before we go into cap, I just want to give a round of applause to Melissa because almost all of those agents are in the coaching program. So I talked to my coach today. We were talking about production and how the year is going to look, and she said it's got to come from growth or it's got to come from inside, right? The majority of the people who close business in the office are people who've already capped. All right, so that's the majority of who closes business. The only way to build volume is to either get the agents in the office that are producing or get more agents that are producing. And I don't know about y'all, but I want y'all to produce, right? And so, so that's what I got to share with my coach today is that, you know, our coaching program is really taking off. There are people that are engaging. But if you see other agents that you don't see here in this room, or you don't see online, or you don't see often in the office, grab them and say, come in and get engaged. Because those that are coming in are doing some business. So congratulations, Melissa.
Thank you.
Love it. Okay. So cappers, we have Tara Knight, Kat, and who's next? Stephen Becky.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
This is going to my newest team member.
All right.
Tim Hoffman will get this one.
Okay.
He's been doing a good job. Yeah, he is.
And who's next? What color do you already have?
The one he took.
Okay, good. Take black. All right. She sings today. She does. I think we have someone else that comes. I believe so. Miss Kim Whitlaw. All right. So congratulations to all the cappers. Awesome. Okay. This will be coming out. You guys will see this a lot. So remember, a while back, beginning of the year, Avis said that we are now having to use the buyer's disclosure on every deal. So I just want you guys to know the buyer's disclosure has been completely updated. So, and it's relevant to what's happening right now and has a little bit of information. So basically says you're aware that the real estate values can fluctuate greatly over time. Well, the last couple of years, prices have generally increased. There have been times when real estate prices have fallen quickly and dramatically. Okay, so Keller Williams, Round Rock, and Blank. So you guys, all right, cannot do does not represent or guarantee that the property you're purchasing at, the address, will retain its present value. You've been provided a current market analysis of the property, which means you have to provide a current market analysis of the property. And it's not a future market analysis. When's the market analysis good for? Today. Here now. Today? Because right, you could put a house on the market and 2 days later, right? That changes. Okay, so make sure you're doing a market analysis. Keller Williams Realty, Round Rock, and or the sales agent or associate broker has advised you, which means you have to advise them, to negotiate for and obtain a termination option. So that's your option period. For a fee, you may obtain the right to terminate the legally executed contract within a specified period at your discretion. Without a termination option, your options to cancel or terminate the contract between you and the seller are limited, and doing so may subject you to legal liability. All right. Yeah. Keller Williams, Round Rock, and the sales associated or associated broker have also advised you, which means you have to advise them to do this, that you should have your property professionally inspected by a licensed inspector of your choice. So this is updated. It's not nearly as scary as it was before, and it still covers your assets and our assets in many different ways. So this has to be filled out. It will be required for you to get your compliance checked off. Any questions?
Is a quick CMA okay? That's what I've been doing, and it's
So technically, a quick CMA will not cover you if Trek or Texas Realtors were ever to look at your file. It would not qualify as a market analysis.
But is this something that only, I don't know other agents that do this, so is it technically required by Trek, or is it just something our office requires?
The buyer disclosure or the CMA?
Oh.
So the buyer's disclosure is specifically from our office, our lawyers wrote it. A CMA is required on every sale per state law for Trek. Whether you're on the buyer or the sales side, which is why we ask you to put it in, because if not, then your E&O insurance may not cover you, and if the state were ever come in and look at your file, you could get fined. And I think the fines range anywhere from $500 to $1,500, depending on what side of the deal you're on, or if it's intermediary, or if it's up for sub-owner, depends. So you really, a quick CMA is okay, but it won't meet the guidelines by which the state wants you to do an actual market analysis.
is there like a time sensitive to this form? I know we do it, but
Yes, sir.
So I have a listing question.
Yeah.
About new listings.
Okay.
I got an email today. I think, other people probably have the same question.
Sure.
It was it looks kind of like a bulk email from an investment company.
Mhm.
And it's saying, hey, we see you have this listing such and such. We want to offer you this extremely low number offer.
Mhm.
Does that constitute a legal offer if they
You
did not?
still do have to submit it, and I would put it in writing and forward it, and just say, hey, I want you to see that this came through. If you're at all interested, I would ask if you could do your due diligence, because it's probably a scam. There's also people offering all kinds of different creative ways. When in doubt, just come ask me. Your seller should see everything that comes through, but also with education. Like, this looks kind of iffy, or this looks kind of,
Well, that was my thought about it. Was I didn't know is it real?
I would still send it over just in case.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Because if they come back and say, hey, did you ever show this and want to sue for any reason, you can say, yeah, I showed it to them.
Yeah. Okay.
What else? What other questions? All right, with that, I believe, what do we have next? Oh, Red Day video. We're gonna hand it over to Jessie.
Yep.
All right, since Jessie was Sam's people in her class, she's gonna do a very active version of her class for today on time management.
Yes, I have shortened it up a lot and brought you guys the golden nuggets inside of it. It did what I needed it to do yesterday because I had to be held accountable to doing all the systems, so I have a completely refreshed business plan.
Yeah.
And my hope in the rest of the time that I have with you is to get you well on your way to yours being finished. So on your paper, first write 1,440, right at the top. If anybody saw the picture there online yesterday, you know what that number is.
Say it again, 4,000?
1,440. It's at the top of the board in pink. Those are the minutes in one day. And we all have the same minutes in a day. Yet some of us can accomplish a ton in those minutes, and some of us can accomplish very little, and sometimes we ourselves can accomplish a lot, and we can accomplish very little, right? So it's not time management, it's self-management. How are you managing yourself within the time that you have? Now, don't know if you guys know this about me, but I was a middle school science teacher, and I have a degree in microbiology. Super interested in the human body and the human brain. So this may feel a little woo-woo, but we're gonna close our eyes and visualize, and it's tied to science. Your brain has a reticular activating system, and it's a filter that it runs your experiences and your beliefs by. And this is why we have things like confirmation bias. It's why when you're gonna buy a Tesla, it's like you see Teslas everywhere. It's why if you were told something a lot as a little kid, you see evidence of it and let yourself be defined by it too. So visualization, your brain cannot tell the difference between a real memory and what you're visualizing. So it is a way to flex the muscles in your brain and make them stronger. It is a way to provide your brain and hardwire it with a new perspective and a new belief. So everybody close your eyes. And I want you to visualize yourself completely happy. Start to pay attention to what's in the room. Who was in that room with you? What are you doing? Maybe you're in an amazing place. Maybe you're at home. Maybe you're at the park. Think about what you did to get to that point. Think about the memories that were really substantial to you and their significance. Try to think about what you're wearing. Try to think about how you treat people in that moment. Many details as you can. Try to feel the impact that you have with those around you. Try to remember what it was that gave you that impact. So on your paper next, you're going to draw a little circle with the one thing written in it, and then 7 circles around it. Make sure one is at 12 o'clock. It's on the board with squares and circles around it. This comes straight from the one thing, and I have the digital resource that I can email out to you guys after team meeting or to everybody. These things are labeled spiritual, physical, personal, relationships, job, business, and finances. Start to fill in one thing. In each of those. Use your visualization to guide you to what that is. It is spiritual, physical, personal, relationships, job, business, and finances. So the things that we visualized are your definition of success. And I start with that because we can get really lost in other people's definition of success. And sometimes for some of us that is fully money, some of us it's mainly impact, some of us it's mainly, like getting to go on a hike. So it's different for all of us, and I want you to form your plan for your success based off of your happiness and your life that you desire to have. Okay? So that's why we're starting here. As you're going around, have you guys read the one thing? Yes. Okay. Sorry, we have a couple non-Keller Williams people in the room. So when we say one thing, it's the one thing such that by doing it, everything else would become easier or unnecessary. So for my personal life, that's getting my ADHD under control.
I love it. Why?
Okay. For my key relationships, it's to play at least 15 minutes every day with those key relationships, whatever play that looks like. Some of these will come really, really easy to you. Some of them will take some more digging. For my business, since I just redid this, I did it for the rest of the year. So for the rest of the year, I have close 7 transactions. For my job, I went through the economic model, which if you don't know how to do that, you can do a one-on-one or a mastermind with it, or you can talk to our lovely coach. So for me, that means I need at most 13 appointments. So that's my job goal. Just giving you examples because sometimes it can feel overwhelming. So on your 2 white pages that I gave you, I have number 1 exercise is working back from your someday goal all the way until right now what you need to do. I'm going to leave this for you to do as homework because you may have some financial things that you've got to figure out to complete this, but it's very helpful. On the back, it's similar, but it breaks it down into tasks that you can do. Okay? Your big rocks or the things you're going to focus on. So this page we're going to leave for later on. And we're going to look at the GPS and 411 page right now. So LZ, you just taught this class. Can you give me like E to P? What does it mean?
EEP. You went from entrepreneur to being, what they say, purposeful, and taking the business from what you're doing, you know what to do automatically, but do it with intent and purpose to get where you want to go.
Right. We all have some innate talents and things that we're just really good at, and we can fly by the seat of our pants and do it ourselves. And we'll succeed up to a point, and then sometimes we succeed in spite of ourselves. But if we are able to move strategically and intentionally, we can break a glass ceiling and have a breakthrough and go on to bigger things. That's when we hit purposeful. So in order to do that, you need to focus on your 20%. So the 80-20 rule, 20% makes 80% of the difference in your life. Whether it's 20% of the people at the office sell the most deals, or 20% of your efforts on a daily basis drive 80% of your results. So the idea is to work on your 20%. Those are your big rocks. All right, so we're gonna now break our big one thing into big rocks, 3 main priorities. Okay, so it's easiest in a business meeting to go to the business side, right? For me, actually the easiest one on here would probably be health. So for physical health, my plan is to lose 31 pounds. My big rocks would be to eat right, exercise, and sleep better. Coincidentally, for getting my ADHD under control and having energy to play with my kids every single day, I also need to sleep better. So sleep better is going to be one of my really big rocks. Okay, so now you break up your goals into 3 big rocks. You can do it on the white sheet paper, you can do it on the blue sheet, so you can still copy, it doesn't matter. Okay. For my 7 transactions, I have closed 5 deals for sellers, closed 4 deals for buyers. Sorry, that's not me, but 3 deals for sellers, 4 deals for buyers. And then I break it, and then my last one is the playbook for database. This is where you're gonna get those deals from, or where you're gonna get those appointments, or whatever your one thing is. After that, if you're struggling to come up, these strategies then become exactly what you're gonna do to get those seller leads. To get my seller leads, I am farming my neighborhood and doing circle prospecting at my listing. I am doing open houses. I am doing sphere of influence calls. I am doing a lot on social media. Those are my 5 strategies for getting my seller appointments. If you're struggling for what to come up with, if you go to your command and click on connect and type in playbook, the playbooks that they have spent hours and hours and hours and with super brilliant minds making are there, and you can type in playbook open house and it'll give you Jason Abrams and Gary Keller and the whole KWU's brain telling you what your strategy should be. Okay, I think that's something that you're good at, what you're willing to do, and then you go there and find if you can't fill it all by. Okay, so this is the 311, or sorry, this is the 135 or the GPS. That's the Keller vocabulary for this. Both the same thing. On the other side, the 411 takes it into, how long is your inspiration, Bruce?
Maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
You're fine.
the 411 on the other side takes you to what you're actually going to commit to doing this week. So we're on week 3. Right here. top you have your annual goal, this is what you said you were gonna accomplish, your one thing on the blue page. Then you gotta think a little bit about how that separates into months, so for mine personally, in order to have my 13 appointments, I'm going to need one seller appointment and one buyer appointment every single month. That is not a lot. Okay, so monthly, it's like, oh, one buyer seller appointment, like over 4 weeks. Now, since we only have 2 weeks left, I get to have one buyer appointment this week and one seller appointment that next week. On my goals for sleep, my big rock goal for sleep, I have charge phone and other rooming. Like, it does not have to be complicated. Simple, not easy. Okay? And you're just breaking down from your big rocks and your one things and making sure that your one things are getting touched in a strategic plan every week. So we're in week 3. What if I don't get my buyer's appointment this week? Do I adjust my goal and say, never mind, I think I'll close 6 deals next week? No, it moves to next week. Can I get one buyer appointment and one seller appointment in 1 week? Absolutely. Yeah. Especially if I'm calling my database, doing open houses, and all the things that are going to lead up to it. You change your 411, you can change your GPS because you can change your strategies. You can learn about yourself and say, my oh my, this social media thing is taking a lot longer to transact than I thought it would. Maybe I should move social media off of strategy and put in a buyer seminar. But you don't change your goal, you change what you're doing to achieve your goal. Okay? So I trust that this was useful to you. Thank you for your time.
What's the sequence? Which one goes first and then is it, do I do GPS first and then the 401 and then?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, no. I mean, I find my big rocks, I do my GPS, then I do a 411. So big rocks are fixed.
Okay.
You need to know what is really important to you. You don't just want to do it based off of like what's important to soul. I'm gonna write my goal.
Well,
I want my
oftentimes too, with the one thing, when you have your circle, it's really easy to be like, oh, I gotta get all this done. I gotta get all this done. But the secret is the one thing. And by doing it, sometimes like for me, it might be financial, right? If that's the one thing that I can manage that takes care of like 90% of everything else, then I'm going to focus on that first. So if you look at your one thing circle and you figure out, okay, it might be business. If I make this one higher, then I don't necessarily have to worry about some of the personal things or the physical things or the relational things, because that one higher should help me have the time that I need for those things. Get my drift?
Yeah.
So, and then you take it and you do your GPS, so your one thing for the year, and then you break it down into your priorities, and then you take those priorities and strategies and then you move those to your weekly goals.
Yeah. The other thing that's really useful about keeping your one thing wheel with it is that, so for me, I look at that and go, one buyer appointment this week and one seller appointment next week, like that's not enough. But when we add in that I need to lose 31 pounds, build 20 new key relationships, there's not enough time for me to just add in things for fun. You know, like I need to focus on the things that are really important in my life. And if I have big rocks that are not Keller Williams, that's totally acceptable. You know, and so it gives me permission to say no to what I need to say no to.
And you can always cross off on the 411 where it says like 1, 2, 3. Like you don't have to, don't just look good and be right and fill out all these goals and be like, I'm gonna put 3 personal goals and put 3 business goals. Well, no, you have your goals in your little circle thing. Just use those and pick the ones that will get you to where you need to go. The ones that you're willing to focus on right now. Focus on those and then go back and 1, 3, 5 another goal. Cause you might find on your 411, like Jesse said, you have that extra time, you know, but you also might find you don't. And if you make that one higher, in the next two weeks, you focus on who am I looking for, and then it takes you a month to hire, then you have, okay, my 411 for the next 2 months is my hire. After that, frees up all this time, then I can go back and look at that goals, the one thing wheel, and go, okay, now I can focus on this, and I can see how I can fit this in, and you know, so that's really where you want to really take it down to the one thing, just one thing that will move you forward, and then ask.
Great
We
job,
didn't
Jesse.
go over the smart goals kind of our preliminary interview plan because it was gonna be 4 hours, so 30 minutes.
There you go. Great job.
Yeah, thank you.
All right,
Okay, I have a video for y'all from Tony Robbins.
yeah.
If you've ever heard Tony's stuff, it's pretty good. Forewarning, there is one curse word in that video.
Oh my goodness.
Really?
Yeah. You may be surprised that little if you listen to some of Tony's stuff.
Right.
But yeah, here we go.
The secret to success. They know the road ahead. And if you know the road ahead, you have an incredible power called anticipation. Anticipation is the ultimate advantage. See, leaders anticipate, losers react. The reason you get beat is you don't know where things are happening, so you're reacting. Reaction is always stressful. And yet so much of our life is predictable if we just were to study it, not be caught up in our day-to-day. It's predictable the challenges you're gonna have in your relationships, or with your kids, or with your body, or with your job, or with your economics, or with your mother-in-law or father-in-law. These are predictable. And if you were to anticipate these things and put a strategy in place, you could take it all out and have the quality of life that you deserve. In business, it's everything. Those that anticipate, those that lead, and then there's those that follow. It's the beginning, you behave differently than the end. The meaning we associate to things controls our entire lives. It's not that your mother or father died that's giving you suffering. Certainly that's painful. It's the meaning you think it shouldn't have happened. And we take control of the meaning, it's the only thing we can control our lives. We can't control events. I realized what a gift that day was. I realized that my worst day of my life was my best day. And my goal for you, if you don't already have it, my guess is you've already done it, knowing where you are in your world today. But maybe your second worst day, it's time to make a best day. Because out of every tragedy, out of every pain, it only gets healed when we find a deeper meaning. We find there's a higher purpose in it. And I realized I wouldn't have been there that day. I wouldn't have that hunger to help somebody else if I hadn't had the hunger in my own soul at one point missing. I don't like to hear myself talk. I like to see people do things so often they build muscle, not just thoughts. And so one thing I'm going to ask you to do in a few minutes is we're going to go from this passive mode that you're in right now into full engagement. Because if you get fully engaged, it's amazing what you can accomplish and do. When you're partially engaged, you get a little bit of result. When you're disengaged, we all know what you get, nothing. And we live in a society where most of us are so overwhelmed. There's so much information. We don't have any problem with information. We're drowning in information, but we're starving for wisdom. And so we got to separate it out. And so one way to separate it out is I'd like to talk to you about 3 things that can help you increase your performance and your life. Because what I'm obsessed by and have been for 37 years is what can increase performance for an individual or an organization. But also I'm equally obsessed about what's going to make somebody fulfilled. Writing it down, if I never look back and read it again, the physical act of writing it down drives the groove deeper. Repetition is the mother of skill. You look at anyone who's masterful, why are they masterful? Why can LeBron James do what he can do? Because he's done it a few million times, right? You know, Kobe will go out and make 300 shots before he will leave that floor every day. 300 shots. The same freaking activity. Most people in tech world, oh, I heard that story, I know that thing, oh yeah. If you're not doing it, you don't know shit. Athlete knows how to put themselves in state. Every great musician knows how to put themselves in a state. We need to be able to do it. And if you try to do it with your mind, you'll succeed sometimes and you'll fail others. Because your brain is always circulating, can always rationalize something, right? But the body, used effectively can change it all. So if that's your mindset, then you gotta say, okay, if I'm really gonna be a leader in my life, then I need to own my energy, my certainty. I can't just wait till I feel good to do things. I gotta be able to get myself to feel good, and not phony and not fake. So I'd like to show you as a leader, your skill as a leader, your number one skill that makes you a leader is your ability to influence. Is it true? And who do you have to influence first? That's right, if you can't influence you, you're influence somebody else. But your ability to influence the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the behaviors of other people. If you do that, then you will be able to engage the world and yourself. If I follow the trail of your stress, it will bring me to your deepest fear. So if you own your fear, you can figure out where it is and I can show you how to change it in seconds. And when fear is no longer around, fear is your only enemy. Because when fear's not there, nothing stops you.
So, the curse word I was talking about was fear. You know, I love how this ties into what Jesse told us. If we make this plan, we now are anticipating what's gonna happen instead of reacting. Just the fact that y'all wrote something today is getting you closer to that, even if you just forget about this tomorrow. That act helps. So,
It definitely strengthened your reticular activator.
100%. Yeah. So it's good stuff. So yeah, and then he ends on fear. You know, fear is something that's it's all you can't make it go away. It's always going to be there, but you have to learn how to push past it and get through it. So and then that's where everything you want is on the other side of that fear.
Yes. Thank you guys for playing all in. I was super nervous.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't know.
I've got a whole bunch of limiting beliefs I can do.
Thanks, y'all. Y'all have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.